hope your Labor Day was amazing. I know mine was, and the kids are all back in school, so all is right with the world, and that is an amazing thing. Hey, today I'm going to jump right in, and I want to talk to you about something that actually it's a little personal. My daughter is actually doing something right now that going through some experiences right now that I wanted to share, and I wanted to actually even ask for some help. Maybe you guys can help me out with this. And basically, it comes down to this. Um, it's, in my opinion, it's really a matter of time and confidence or hubris. I don't know which is which. Let me give you a little bit of background. First, I'll tell you about me. When I was in undergrad, I had the opportunity to study physics. Now, I'm going to tell you, physics kicked my butt ridiculously. It kicked my butt from the very start. And because of that, I actually, I got a lot of joy out of saying, okay, I'm going to beat physics. And I did my thing, and physics continued to beat me. But, I did graduate with a physics degree from the University of Michigan, which I'm very proud of. I later graduated with a master's in science, also in high energy physics from Wayne State University. Now, I don't. What's funny about those two degrees, though, and uh, the thing that I want to point out here is that while I've always enjoyed learning, and especially in these two situations, from a grade standpoint, you wouldn't have thought that that I should have ever graduated with physics degrees from either institution, right? But I did, yay me. Uh, but as I look back at it now, and more importantly, as I watch my daughter, I wonder how much of me plodding along and sticking to my guns, as in I'm going to get this physics degree and I'm not going to let it beat me. How much of that was confidence, or how much of that was uberance? Hubris. Excuse me, was hubris, meaning how much was I just a bit too overconfident, foolishly so? Um, and that's the question. I bring that up. I was reminded of that most recently, actually, when watching my daughter. My daughter is an amazingly smart young lady. Man, she's got it. She is extremely ambitious. She really demands a lot of herself. I mean, this is the kid that you don't ever have to worry about her studying because she takes it upon herself. I mean, you got to like kind of pull her back. She's, as you all know, she's heavily involved in athletics. She's working towards a scholar, playing athletics in college. We've got she's got that. She's got her regular academics, and then of course she goes and ramps it up by adding advanced math and history classes as well. Because it's just not enough to take on the regular standard curriculum and practice for the SATs, ACTs, and still work towards a 3.7 GPA and play varsity sports and train for all the other stuff that she's training for, uh, and do community service. Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. So the she's been in school for about 3 weeks now, and pretty soon we're going to have the teacher conferences and whatnot. And one of the things that concerns me as I watched her all summer, is at what point do you say, okay, maybe I've bitten off a little bit more than I can chew? And more importantly, one, how do you know that? And two, as a parent, how do you tell your children that maybe they've bitten off a little bit more than they can chew, especially when you have spent the rest all of their life essentially telling them that they can do whatever it is that they want to do. I bring that up with me earlier about studying physics, because to be quite honest with you, that's something that I've struggled with all along. I am insanely confident about my abilities. I mean, anybody who knows me probably understands that. I try to walk that line where I'm not arrogant or overconfident, but I really do have a high self opinion of myself, and it's carried over into my children and into my family in general. That said, now that I'm older and I'm looking back, I know for a fact that there are times and are there are things that I could have made a heck of a lot easier for myself and everybody around me if I would have just backed up a little bit. Maybe not completely thrown the project out, but maybe reschedule it. That's why I had that quote in the thing earlier in the title. You know, you can. I really do believe that now. Now that I'm 48 years old, now I see it. That you can do. You know, you tend to overestimate what you can do in a year, but you underestimate what you can do in 3 years. I mean, personally, there's so many different areas in my life that would apply to, and that I'm working to apply it now. Where, you know, as opposed to doing like the 5 or 6 projects that all pop up right now I'm trying to limit myself to the one and two that are really important, and schedule the other 4 or 5 later after I've got traction and results from the other two, and I can get them going in the system, or they're absolutely completed. So I can, you know, free up some space on my plate there. Um, that's kind of what I'm working on. And like I said, I see my daughter basically repeating what I did. So I'm interested if you guys can help me out. How do you tell your child, or how do you tell yourself, you know, we can do all of this wonderful stuff, but we're going to have a challenge if we try to do all this wonderful stuff right now. Maybe we need to space this out. And if so, what are some metrics, or what, you know, how do we know when it's time to say that? You know, how does it go from, are we just shamming, or are we just really legitimately aware that we can't do everything right now, right today? So if you guys have any suggestions at all with this, please share them. I would definitely be interested for, because like I said, I need to. I'm not saying she's there, but I see it, and I see her tendencies, and I see my tendencies in her, and I don't want her to go through the struggles that I went through, and to be quite frank, still struggle with. I want her to learn from my experiences. I don't want her to have to re-experience those things. So if you can help me out, please do. And I think that's going to wrap it up for today. I look forward to talking to you guys on Friday. And have a happy Wednesday. Talk to you later.